Hi everyone, today I will explain a linear equation with variable in both sides. That means that we're going to have variables to the left from the equal sign and we're going to have variables to the right from the equal sign. To start with this topic, I'm going to explain you with these two weight scale. As you can see, here we have this square and we have this square with a question mark. The question mark we can represent or we can use it as a variable. And then we have three circles. One circle is orange and the other two circles are green ones. And in this side, in the other side of the weight scale, we have one square, we have five green circle, and we have four orange circle. And now we have the value for each one. We have the orange one, it's 5 kilograms, and the green one, it's 2 kilograms. But we don't know what is the weight for the square. As you can see here we have 4. So this one you can represent as a 4 multiplied by x or 4x. Why? Because we have each square is x value or the value that we don't know. And we have 4 here, so it's going to be 4 times x. So that means that we're going to have 4x plus 4. Why 4? Because each green one is 2. 2 and 2 plus 4 plus 5. Or it's a 4x plus 9. And in the other side, we have x because we only have 1 plus we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by 2 because each one is 2, it's 10. And we have 4 of this one that each one is 5, so it's going to be 20. 20 plus 10 is going to be 30. It's going to be x plus 30. So here we have 4x plus 9, and in the other side we have 1x or only x plus 30. So this one we are going to use a specific procedure to solve it. And in the other side, with this weight scale, we have 3x plus 1 and 2x plus 2. That means that we're gonna try to find the value for x or the unknown value. That's going to be our work. So I'm gonna give you some example to understand better this two-way scale. For example, here you have 2x plus 7 equal x minus 5. So how are we going to do this one? First, you need to arrange the variable. So what variables do we have? Or what term with variables do we have? We have 2x and we have x. So we are going to copy 2x and this is positive x. We are going to move to negative x. Equal, or we are going to do the transposition of term. And then we are going to copy this negative 5. Remember, we don't change the sign because it's in the same position. But with 7, we are going to move to the other side. It's going to be minus 7. And then we are going to subtract these two because are like terms. So 2 minus 1, it's going to be 1x. You can write 1x or you can write only x. Equal negative 5 minus 7 equal signs we are going to add and it's going to be negative 12. So that means that the value for x it's negative 12. Now in the second one, we are going to use basically the same procedure. Remember, first you need to arrange variables and constants. So what you have to identify what variables do you have or what term with variables do you have. For example, you have 3x and we have 4x. So we are going to arrange in one side. In this case, I'm going to use the left side from the equal. And I'm going to arrange 3x and this one is 4x positive. We are going to move to negative. Equal, we are going to copy this number 8 with positive sign because we don't move after the equal sign. We live in the same position. And this negative 2, we are going to move to positive 2 because it's negative. Using the inverse operation, we are going to move to positive. Now, 3 minus 4, it's negative 1x. Remember the properties for integers. And a plus 2 is going to be 10. Now remember, you can have the variable as a negative. So we are going to divide both sides by negative and this by negative 1. If you divide one side by one number, you have to divide the other side by the same number because we have to keep the equality, okay? Negative 1 divided by negative 1, This one, you can cancel this expression like this, and you will have a negative 1 divided by negative 1, and it's going to be x equal, and 10 divided by negative 1, so it's going to be negative 10. Remember the properties for integers, so it's important. So the value for x is going to be x equals to negative 10. If you replace or substitute this value in this variable and in this variable, you will have the equality in both sides. Now, with this exercise, basically we are going to do the same process of these two. So we are going to try to arrange first the variable or the terms with the variable. So in this case we have negative 12x, and we have this positive 3x. We are going to move, or we are going to do the transposition of terms to negative 3x equal. We are going to keep 33 positive because we don't move it, and this one, the sign with this one, it's positive 3, so we are going to move to negative 3. And then we are going to have negative 12 minus 3, it's going to be negative 15x. Remember, equal signs, we add them and keep the sign. Equal 33 minus 3, so it's 30. Now, remember, we need to try to isolate the variable, so we are going to divide by negative 15 both sides. And if you divide by negative 15 here, you need to divide the other side by negative 15. Why? Because we have to keep the equality. If we apply some procedure on one side, you have to apply the other procedure in the other side. So now we are going to have negative 15 divided by negative 15. This one you can cancel, and it's going to be a positive 1. Okay? And then you will have 30 divided by negative 15, so it's going to be negative 2. So the answer is going to be x equal to negative 2. And we already finished the topic variable with a linear equation with variable in both sides. So remember, it's important to keep the equality of the weight scale, in this case of the linear equation. We arrange variable and constant. Variables in one side, constants in the other side. So that's so important because if you don't arrange the variable, you will have some problems with the procedure. So remember, you can't, for example, subtract 2x with 7 because are not like terms. You're gonna subtract only the like terms. What is the like terms? For example, the same terms, 2x with minus x, the common between them it's the x, so you can subtract. But for example, if you have 2x with 7, you cannot say 9x. You cannot, because in this one and this one are different. This one is a linear and this one is a constant. So basically, this is the topic. And this